ladies and gentlemen. Don't know why that reset. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We are here. Hold on. There we go. Had to wait for the lady to talk to me. So, what you munching on? Oatmeal cream pie. But yeah, welcome in, ladies and gents. Welcome in. I can't hear anything. There we go. Welcome in. There you go. Gotta give me a second. I'm a little low energy. Funny enough, because of this game. But we'll get to that in a second. Take a second. Take a second, soak it in. I have no main quest. Did literally everything. Whole bunch of side quests. All of that stuff. Regular stuff. So, let me get to a quiet place and talk to you guys. There we go. She's gonna talk? No, she's not gonna talk? Okay. So I did everything. Everything. And this is essentially what we came up with. Currently. 78. Why does it look like that? I don't know. Okay. It's a nice belt. Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud to wear this belt because it actually, means something this year. But yeah, so that's that. Badges, maxed out playmaking and shooting. I need 3 badges for finishing, 3 badges for defense. If you want to see my loadout, it's nothing impressive because, again, I was only upgrading shooting, so I have a whole bunch of badges that need to go places. So, yeah, shooting is realistically the only one that looks the way that it's supposed to, in a sense. But yeah, a limitless range on silver. Catch and shoot on gold, guard up on gold. This is basically my loadout, except for MIDI Magician is going to be on silver. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense to put it on anything else. It's not even enough for Space Creator, so I don't know. Anyway. But yeah. This isn't accurate. I'm not going to put Needle Threader on. I had to put it on in this instance because I wanted to start working on Clamp Breaker. I wanted to test it out and see what happened. But yeah, all of this stuff has to go up. Defense is nowhere near where it's gonna be. But yeah, I just wanted to test it out. Yeah, I apologize, guys. So we'll talk about that in a second. I just want to give you quick idea as to, you know, what I've been up to. I completed the whole city thing, did all of that. That's where I got the belt from. Ran into, well, you can see this. I completed the music, did the fashion, did the business. All of that's done. Literally everything's done. Everything's done. I signed to Nike. I was signed to Adidas, but I got what I needed for Nike. Signed to Nike. Oh, Ruffles is ready. I bet. Signed to Gatorade and signed to 2K. I didn't even know Ruffles was ready, truthfully. Oh, there you go. We got more money. So what I have been doing is these things. The daily challenges and weekly challenges and stuff like that. I've been working on this one here, but honestly, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Because everything kind of is based off of what I'm about to say. So yeah, that's that. Oh, let me show you this, because this is where this came from. Okay. So I am 7-3. I hopped on Park last night with Eve. I wanted to test I actually went to the theater first because I didn't really want to play Park because I didn't think I was going to get any games. So I hopped on just to try out my build, see what was happening, because honestly, my career was so boring. Anyway, all right, so let's get into it. All right, so basically what happened was that the reason I have no quests was because I was trying the my career route, because I wanted to see how, like, is it a viable strategy in terms of making VC long term. Like, I finished the entire quest and I'm a 78. Whole quest is done. Was starting as a 62, 63 overall. And now I'm a starter again. Again, finished the entire storyline and I was a 78. Now, I would have been lower. If I hadn't upgraded, like, maxed out categories instead of, like, putting a little bit here, putting a little bit there, I would have been a lot lower. And I was grinding the private courts, which are these things here. The Hammond Park, Moss Point, Dreamer Court, you know, those the 4 private things. I would have been much lower. Now, my career is definitely not the way to go. Unless the only way my career is actually worth it is if you play on maybe Pro. Would not play this game on All-Star. Would not play it on Superstar or Hall of Fame. If you're going to be playing it long term. The most I would go is Pro. If you're playing for VC and all of that stuff. Because, as you saw, you get a certain percentage of, like, VC and my points and stuff like that based on the difficulty. So, I got tired of my career. I'm going to be honest with you. I have played 29 games. Almost half the season is done already. I've played 29 games. Got a couple more triple doubles. We're not gonna go back into these. We very rarely lose, as you can see. Very rarely lose. Since we started upgrading. Very rarely lose. So there's that. Now, in reference to what we're looking at here. I got tired of my career. Wanted to try out some part. Went to the theater. It was the hustle mode, the 12-second thing. Couldn't get a game. Could not get a game. Went in and out about 3 times. Sat there. 1-2 minutes each time. Could not get a game. So went to park. As you guys know, I spend most of my time or for those who don't, I spend most of my time on the squad courts. Playing with different people, meeting people. And another reason is because if you're on the other courts, you can get kicked off by a squad. So you could be sitting there dribbling around and then all of a sudden you're kicked off and the game starts because, somebody has a squad. So I stay on the randoms court because it's guaranteed games. That being said, these aren't necessarily the people you would prefer to play with, but it's guaranteed games. Meaning, these are the people who are testing out different things on their builds. These are people who are making crazy builds that aren't based on a team-based game at all. Like these are the people that filter over into the randoms court. So it's a hot mess, to say the least. So I did that. Played 2 games, won both. Went back to my career. I was like, listen, I'm gonna play 2 games. I told Eve, I said, listen, I'm gonna play 2 games and then I'm gonna go back to my career and keep doing this because I was like 2-3 games away from the Adidas thing ending. So that I can get the Nike, because I'm trying to see what's the strategy to make money in my career. If you were to play my career for VC. So did that, was 2-0. Played my career, did some of the private park stuff, came back. And then because we couldn't go to the Vipers court because their randoms court is literally broken, you can't even hop onto it. It's not active. So we went to the Knights. Eventually, we went to the Knights. Found a decent random. Actually, a decent random on the randoms court. Went to the randoms court. Found a decent random. Won 5 straight with that random, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Had some things happen. Finally, we got a loss. No, maybe not. Yeah. We got a loss because we were playing with somebody different. Because the park started to die or whatever, so we changed servers. We played with somebody different. They wouldn't. They just kept leaving their man open for whatever reason. It was a big. So I don't know. But long story short, They left him open again. And he hit the game winner. He greened it. So that was my first loss. I forget what the next loss was about. Honestly, I forget. But I remember the third loss. And here's why I remember it. Here's why I remember it. You guys can guess what I'm doing in the beginning of this. But I want to show you something. There's me and Eve and the random. I don't blame the random. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Here's what we went up against on the randoms court. The randoms. You can see the no squads. You can see the symbol over there. You can see the symbol. The no squads. I remember the second loss now. I remember the second loss now. Because this was the third. This is what made me get off the game, basically. So, first loss, dude wasn't guarding his person, right? Second loss was from, I'm not gonna put the screenshot up. I'm not gonna put it up, but I took the screenshot right here. I'm not showing this. I'm not showing this. This is of somebody's build who we lost to. I'm not showing this on stream because this is going on YouTube. I don't need nobody copying that crap. So essentially what that screenshot was, which is, this is what, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what immediately, I can't lie. This is the only way I know how to explain it. This is what immediately threw me into a depression spiral. It was a screenshot of a 6'9" power forward with an 85 3 ball and 85 ball handling, 90 plus rebounding for both, and some other stats which I'm not going to get into because I'm not going to create the build for you. Basically, he could do everything at 6'9", a power forward. That right there, because I'm looking at him because they got a different way for you to check your they have a different way for you to check the matchups now. It's not just they show it to you. Now you have to hit the button, you can cycle through, you can look at everybody on the other team and stuff like that. They have a little pan in the beginning of the game or whatever, but if you want to see detailed stuff like their field goal percentage and all of that stuff, you have to hit a button and do it manually now. So I did that during this game, and I saw that he was 6'9". So once we lost the game, that was at the Wildcats. Once we lost the game, I looked at his build and saw that. And he was... Now, I knew to watch out for him because I saw that he had a purple rank. He had a GOAT rank. He had a GOAT overall. He had a purple overall. So I knew to watch out for him just in general. My guy is a 78. I didn't really do much upgrading. In the midst of these games being played, I might have upped my speed 1 because it costs so much. Anyway. So that's essentially what threw me into this like depression spiral for this game. Because every year it's something. Every year it's something. The game hasn't even been out. Like keep in mind, like the games that I played last night, the game had barely been out for 7 days. I played 10 games, 10 park games, and ran into a 6'9" power forward that could do everything and a squad on a randoms court. I played 10 games. So for me, I'm genuinely not feeling this game anymore. Like I told you, I was doing the little private park grinds and stuff like that. I couldn't even do that, and that's easy for those who play it. It's extremely easy. It's easy to green. It's easy to win. It's the best way to grind. Truthfully, you get like 300 VC per game, and it's still to 21. It's very easy. I couldn't even do that. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to play this game anymore. So, essentially, what I'm basically saying to you guys here is that we're going to finish everything out. You know, we're going to finish it till the 30th. Like the title says, let's see if they fix it. Because they fixed post scores. They also fixed, I forgot what else they fixed, but post scores basically was greening without even trying. Post scoring moves, excuse me, because it wasn't just post scores. But post scoring moves were basically just greening, and it was taking over the game. People, I mean, cool, they patched it, but people have already been abusing this, getting rep off of it, and they're already in their 30s, maybe even some. I know some people have hit 40 already. I know that already. I know that for a fact. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I thought about giving my thoughts on this game, but you basically just heard them. I don't know. The plan for tonight, or this stream, or whatever, the plan was to do some private park stuff, right? Maybe like one My Career game, maybe two, maybe. And then to do some park. That was the plan. Still probably gonna do that, but I might take out the My Career because it's realistically it's no point. It's no point. It's really no point. I will say though, one of the differences between My Career and the private park is that the private park you can't get core badge progress. For those who don't know, that's another thing. In order for you to get a badge as a core badge in this game, you have to trigger the badge in order for progress to start going up. So it's not just playing games with the badge equipped. You have to trigger the badge in order to get it as a core. Can't do that in private in the private stuff. So, My Career, Rec, Pro-Am, Park. Stage. Can't do it on the private parks. So I'll be honest. This is like some like fruit juice, like it's like blended, it's like fruit that's juiced and stuff, vegetables and stuff. I had the oatmeal cream pie, is like canceling each other out in terms of how you think about it. I'm trying to get some energy. Because once I saw that power forward last night, my mood just completely it just completely, I'm still recovering. I haven't fully recovered from it. As soon as I saw that, it just completely shifted how I feel about this game. Completely shifted it. I hope they fix it, because I went 7-0 before running into, like, well, I went 7-1 technically. People are gonna be people. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. The dude didn't guard his man. You know, there's no way I can. You know, there's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? He didn't guard his man. There's nothing I can do about that. People are going to be people. I'm okay with that. That I'm okay with. That's what you get when you play on the randoms. So I'm not upset about that. But the power forward that we went up against, what irritated me the most, I see you talking, Frog. I'm gonna get to you. I see you, dude. So trust me. I promise you I see you. I'm gonna get to you, dude. I promise. I just need to get to this so that we can go in. Once I ran into the 6'9", it was just, I realized that I had to now, up until this point, didn't have to do it, but now I have to play this game with a certain expectation that I may be playing against someone who is exploiting the game. Now, nothing against the people that are making these builds. You heard me right. Nothing against, I don't have nothing against them. You want to make it cool. Here's my problem, and here is why I essentially got depressed in a way. I'm not, I can't, that's what it was. The reason I got depressed was because the gatekeepers that are supposed to be protecting the players from running into exploits, aka the devs, allowed that to happen. Not to say they could have seen it coming. This is why I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying the people that are protecting our experience allowed this to happen. Now, again, you can't catch everything. Bugs, you know, especially when you don't have a demo, there's bugs in it, there's fixes, there's patches that need to happen. So right now, I can continue playing the game. I'm letting you know now. I can continue playing the game. But what I'm saying to you is that if they don't fix this, this is another 21 next gen where some people were able to make 6-7 power forwards in the builder, and basically everybody did it, and it broke the game. It made it unplayable. So they're faced with another situation that the builder created, even as limited as they said we were. Somebody came up with this. So if they don't fix this or do something about this, I don't see myself playing this game. That's just me being honest. These kind of things are the reason I stopped playing this game. Again, 78 overall on the randoms court, went 7-0. 7-1. Could have been 8-0. Until we run up against the exploits, and then we lost to a squad on the randoms court. Now, keep in mind, I reported and blocked all of them. They were hanging on the rim. They were taunting the entire time. These were very, very toxic individuals. These are people you don't want to know. You can't stop toxic people from being toxic. But the gatekeepers can prevent us from having to deal with that. Before the game dropped, I said, hey, you know, maybe you can't stop that. You realistically, you can't stop that. I check people's friends list now. Since about 2K21 next gen, maybe 22. I check people's friends list if they look like they're together. If I see that they're on, if I see that they're on each other's friends list, I don't play them. Because again, I spend 99.9999999% of my time on the randoms court. Speaking of which, now every park, instead of having 2 randoms court, now has 1. So when I say I'm not feeling this game, I am not feeling this game. We'll see what happens. My job is to tell the truth. My job is not to convince people to think like I think. It's not my job. As an influencer, I'm not trying to convert people to the way that I think. I keep my mouth shut. I even thought about not saying all of this and just let people enjoy the game for what they see it as. Me, I can't unsee stuff. When I open my mouth, the people that listen to me, they can't unhear what they heard. So me opening my mouth potentially opens their eyes, and now they don't want to play the game anymore either. I don't want that. But I'm responsible to speak the truth. I'm held accountable for that. In every situation. Every single one. I'm held accountable to speak the truth. In 10 games, this is what I encountered with this game. In less than 7 days of it being out. In less than 7 days from release. 10 park games. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound exactly like what happened in Dead by Daylight when we started that? Immediately you saw toxic people.